There are many popular myths and beliefs out in the country that a lot of Americans believe to be true. Many of these impractical and unreasonable beliefs, however, are a far-fetched story that has progressed through the decades and become a very well-known fact. Most people will believe anything that they have heard just because a lot of people will back up whatever information they may be. Some people may even go along with common myths just because it was something their parents told them when they were young and they decided to never dispute it because they believed whatever their parents had to tell them. And they never thought that their parents would mislead them for any reason. Unfortunately, once again, a fair amount, if not a large amount, of these myths, so-called, are not true. It is almost amazing to think about how completely fictional information can be believed by millions to be fact. One example of a well-known fact that is indeed not a fact at all is the matter of arthritis. As you all may know, the overwhelmingly popular belief is that cracking one's knuckles for an extended period of time will lead to arthritis in one's future. I am willing to estimate that if I were to ask 100 people if they believe this fact, that at least half of them would completely agree, probably around 3/4. The actual fact of the matter is that medically there is no link whatsoever between arthritis and the cracking of a person's knuckle, which is a very common misconception among people in this day and age. It's amazing to think that such popular myths, such as the arthritis topic, are still around and basically undisputed in this present day and age. With the miracle of the internet, one can find scholarly factual research just through the use of Google and Google Scholar. Aside from the fact that many people have access to different databases, it is very unusual indeed that many such myths are around. For example, according to WebMD.com, which you all may know is an extremely popular and very credible medical website that is used by millions of people on a daily basis all over the world, and that is backed up by physicians from all over the world. According to them, there is no link between arthritis and osteoarthritis and long-term knuckle cracking. According to WebMD.com, quote, painless cracking of joints is as a rule not harmful. Knuckle cracking has not been shown to be harmful or beneficial. More specifically, knuckle cracking does not cause arthritis. Joint cracking can result from a negative pressure pulling nitrogen gas temporarily into the joint, such as when knuckles are cracked. This is not harmful. Cracking sounds can also be heard if tendons snap over tissues because of minor adjustments in their gliding paths. This can occur with aging as muscle mass and action change. If cracking is accompanied by pain, there could be underlying abnormalities of the structures of the joint, such as loose cartilage or injured ligaments. Some patients with arthritis, which is inflammation of the joints, and it's usually painful, bursitis or tendinitis, notice cracking sounds due to the snapping of irregular swollen tissues. End quote. Once again, WebMD is basically stating that cracking your knuckles and pain in your joints, specifically in your knuckles, is not medically related at all, and it has no connection to arthritis, which is a very popular belief, once again, by many people these days, but it is indeed not true. As one can see, due to the information provided above, there is no medical link to arthritis and knuckle cracking. Now, to be sure that we can properly dispute this topic, I have picked up an expert opinion of my own as well. My mother is a very experienced physician's assistant, or PA, and has been working in the medical field as a PA for over 25 years. Naturally, one can see that she would know whether or not such a silly but believable myth is true, or not. I asked my mother about knuckle cracking without informing her of any information, and she easily disputed the myth. Since it was such a quick response and I am not a medical expert, she responded to me quick and simply by telling me that the air pockets in between the joints in your knuckles are being released when you crack them. Like so. Through this informative speech, you can all see that many popular myths are actually pretty false. One can see as well that it does not take much effort at all to debunk such a myth if you really have the desire to do so. Medicinally, knuckle cracking has no effect on arthritis in humans, and it is funny to think about how so many people in this day still believe this to be fact, even though it is not.